Hi, I'm Ryan Neal from the Vulgar Skill and Swordwind Historical Swordsmanship. I'm here to talk to you today about Godinho's beginning material on his 3 basic rules of fencing, which sort of comprise the rules of his initial rules of his system and his general tactical principles for defending attacks to one's outside line and one's inside line. First, a bit of basic vocabulary. When you're going to take the sword, you can hold it. Godinho says what comes naturally. So if it's in your left hand, which for me is natural, you would hold it in your left hand. One finger through the quillins is acceptable, as is no finger through. Whichever works for you. I'll be right-handed for this video for the sake of ease of viewing for my right-handed viewers. So our 2 guard positions are guard with the nails up, which you can see my fingernails are towards the sky. Quillins are horizontal. Godinho says no more, no less. Guard the nails down. My quillins are still horizontal. My fingernails are towards the ground. Remember, this is no more, no less. This is not nails up. This is not nails up. This is certainly not nails up. It's perfectly horizontal, and these are the 2 guards that make up the system. So for Godinho's first rule, everything that attacks to one's inside line, righty or lefty, which will usually be your opponent's tahoe if you're right-handed. A tahoe is a 4-handed cut, any of the 4-handed cuts coming from their dominant side, is defended nails up. So he gives me a cut to the head. I meet it with my true edge, the edge closer to my fingernails, nails up, and strike him and close the line. This doesn't mean necessarily that I have to wait to intercept it like I just did. If he gives a tahoe and he gives it up a wind, I just plow this into his face, and this just happens to catch whatever's left after I have gone through his brain or his skull or whatever, or through his eye. Sort of a corollary, the second rule is that anything that comes from my outside line, which would be usually my opponent's revés, if I'm right-handed, his backhanded cut, will be defended nails down. So if he gives me a revés, I stab him in the face, and at the same time, he notes that I'm closing the line. Now, the third rule for Godinho is that when an attack is given, you should be defending it at the same level of the attack. For example, if Eric cuts to my leg, I don't attack to his face. I could slip and do those kinds of things, but this is just not really within his idiom. Same as if Eric's on guard here, I'm not going to launch my attack to his face hoping I pick his sword up because it's too low. Instead, if Eric gives an attack to the thigh, for example, I meet it at the thigh and stab him in the knee or the thigh. If Eric gives an attack to the head from that side, I can meet it in the chest or the head, but whatever level he attacks from is where I meet him. The first drill I recommend is to put masks on or protective gear, which should include a mask, or in this case, some form of eye protection so I can talk to the camera. You have your partner stay like about a distance where you'd have to take a step, so that gives you time. If you're fencing here, you're losing a lot of time, and this requires a different set of skills than being able to read an attack. So he gives me an attack of his choosing, and I meet it and attempt to kill him at the same time. See? It's hard to read that kind of attack when people go low. So if Eric goes low, go low again. I should be meeting it here. But sometimes when people have this wind, it's hard to read, and you've got to learn to be able to read it. And it's a skill I struggle with to this day in sparring, and many people struggle with. But that should be your initial goal. Drill with your partner until you can start meeting the attacks at the level at which they go and killing them at about the same tempo. One more. And that's your first drill with Godinho's rules of fencing. Thank you.